Hi! So today I thought I'd give some advice on how to cram for your SATs. Now, keep in mind two very important things. One, I did my SATs long ago. I'm an international student. I've not taken any classes. I don't have any more experience than just the cramming I did and taking my one SAT test that I had time for before I needed to apply for schools. And number two, keep in mind that this is a video about how to cram for your SATs. So basically meaning if you have a week or less left till you have to take your actual test, this should be something you might find helpful. I did my SATs in October 2013. I had originally planned on taking one before and one after summer, but the one before summer filled up too quickly, so I didn't have time for it. And when it came down to it, in October, I didn't have any more time. I have been so busy doing stuff for school and other important stuff that was more urgent, so I didn't really have a lot of time to study for my SATs, and I hadn't really put it up as a priority. So I basically had to cram for, I think, 5 days. I think I started reading on a Monday. My SATs were on Saturday. I did not do any studying on Friday, which I will also talk about. So I basically had 4 days to read for my SATs. So what I recommend you doing before you start any of your reading or preparation is that you sit down and you do one full SAT practice test with timing and everything. This is quite exhausting as the test itself is about 4 hours with breaks, but it is extremely necessary for you to sort of get the hang of how much time you have, how the test is going on, and stuff like that. Because I noticed when I did the SATs that a lot of people were not prepared for that, because that's not how we do a lot of testing in Norway. And since I did it with Norwegians, they were not prepared for it, and I think a lot of people failed on that. Do it exactly the way you're told to do it, and then go back and grade yourself. So after having done a test, you will have 3 different scores that you will add up to find your final score. And then you can also see sort of which area you need to practice the most in. For me, they were quite even, so I just did a lot of practicing in each area to sort of raise my grade or my score in all of them. But for some people, you might see that you struggle a lot more with math or a lot more with the writing or something like that. So sort of allocate your time according to what you struggle the most with. So something I quickly found out was that you need a very big vocabulary for the SATs. But now we have very limited time left. So what you will want to do is go online and find a list of roots, of word roots. You want Greek, it's Greek and Latin. You want roots, you want prefixes and suffixes. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, international student. Don't be mad. And basically what you want is that you want a list of these and then you learn those. You learn the meaning of those. Because that is so much more helpful than trying to learn individual words. Because now you will be able to read a word and you can recognize either a root, a prefix, or suffix, and you can sort of understand the meaning behind it. If it's a positive word, if it's a negative word, if it means big, small, things like that. That is very helpful, and I'm sure at least 50 of my points I got from just learning that. So do that. I know also a lot of people say that there are some specific words you will get on the SATs that you will have to learn. I don't think I got any of those, but it's always good to expand your vocabulary, so if any of your friends say that they've done 10 practice tests and they have always gotten asked about these words, of course, learn them. Some words are very good to know, but it's very limited time, so you can't possibly effectively learn 500 words within the time you have, unless you're really good at learning things fast, in which case you wouldn't be watching this video. Anyways, so that is mostly for the reading and writing comprehension part. For writing the actual essay, you have 30 minutes, you get a statement or a topic, and you're supposed to debate either for or against that. It's the case I have found with most things. So what you want to do when you get this prompt is that you only have 30 minutes, so you can't write a brilliant essay, okay? That's bottom line. You can't write something brilliant and genius. No one can do it. So what you want to do is you want to take 2 minutes, note down everything you have going on in your mind, and you want to make a basic outline with your introduction, your main point, and the conclusion. you don't have time for more than that. I also wanted to write 3 different main points and go on, but you need to be very economical with your time and your words. So basically after that, reading, understanding, writing, outline, you probably spent 5 minutes, 25 minutes left to write. Then allocate your time according to what you need. Try to write at least 2 pages. Okay, because I think someone said that within 10 seconds, the person reading through your essay will determine what point or what score they will give you. So make sure your beginning is capturing, that you open with a sentence that's not blah blah blah. Make a bold statement, do something like that. Capture the reader's attention and then follow with a lot of text. So you will have to write a lot of blah blah blah, but at least make sure your start and finish is like a good sentence. And then try to fill up at least 2 pages. Just write as fast as you can because it gives off a good impression. It's ridiculous. I would never give these tips in any other occasion. For any other essay, do not follow this model, but for the SATs, you only have 30 minutes. You gotta do it that way. So, moving on to the math part. Now, the math is not extremely difficult, but a lot of it needs a lot of thinking and a lot of logical thinking and understanding. And I was not used to the model the math was sort of explained in or wanted in. I'm used to doing math in a quite different way. So this might vary depending on what school you go to, what country you live in, depending on that sort of stuff. But for me, a lot of it was just guessing. And I'm good at math, but a lot of it I didn't have time to really sit and figure out how to do it. And I didn't have time to read about how to do it beforehand. So what one of the books taught me was how to make educated guesses. What a great SAT book! I've read so many random things, like if you're not sure if the answer is most likely B, if you see some sort of number going in, for instance, if you have a fraction, if the denominator in 3 of the 4 answers are the same, exclude the one that is different, and stuff like that, and sort of figure out what you think is most likely. Because I would say in the SATs, you do get minus points if you get wrong. You get minus 1/4 of a point. If you answer right, you get plus 1 point. And I don't think I've ever come across any other sort of testing system where I get minus points if you get it wrong. But it's only minus 1/4. So I would say if you narrow it down to 3 answers, just answer. Don't care about getting minus points. Just say something, not something now, and move on. So an overall tip for the entire SATs is that you check between American and British spelling. I know I've been taught throughout my entire life in school British spelling and saying and everything like that. So for me it was very difficult to do the SATs because I had to sort of always go back and change things. Like I wouldn't write color with an U, but so I had to go back, erase it, COLOR, stuff like that. So if you have been taught 2 different forms of spelling or stuff like that, just make sure you use the American one because they're testing you on an American, it is an American test. So don't try to piss them off, okay? So maybe the most important thing I would say would be to not worry. The day before, don't do any studying the day before because you will just stress yourself on the day. Make sure you're awake, bring good healthy snacks. Do not bring meals because you don't have the time to eat a full meal, but bring snacks. Try not to stress about it. It's not the end of the world. And really, if it was more important to you, you would probably have started studying a long time before the week left to your actual test, if you know what I mean. So those were my quick tips on how to cram for the SATs. I know they were not big and elaborative, and you could probably figure out a lot of it from before, but this is what helped me in my desperate cramming time. So I hope I helped some of you. I will link some of the things I mentioned below, like the word lists and stuff, to help you guys out. And best of luck! Okay, bye!